the role players, please, and I'll call them out and give a brief description. We have one guest here. Is Craig a guest? Is Craig a guest? I don't know if Craig.
Yes.
Hi, Craig.
Yes. Hello.
Are you a guest or?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Craig. Are you a Toastmaster or?
Yes, I'm a Toastmaster. I'm coming to you from District 95 from Germany.
Germany. Oh, welcome from Germany. We're international today. Okay, because we've got Australia, we've got America, we've got Malaysia, and then we got somebody from Germany. Madhu? Madhu? You're from where?
I am from BG Toastmasters, Bangalore, India.
Bangalore, India. Okay, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we know, I think we know all the rest. That's the two guests. For the two guests, we're going to introduce now our role players for the evening. And I am the Toastmaster of the evening, so I will be controlling the meeting as we go along. It comes in three parts, the meeting today. The first part is myself, when I will introduce the speaker. The second part will be the table topics master, which is Lee. And Lee, can you introduce yourself? And say what you're going to do. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, everyone. My name is Lee. I'm the Table Topics Master. Table Topics is a long-standing Toastmasters tradition where today we have members and guests practice your impromptu speaking skills. Each topic or question, you have 1 to 2 minutes to answer. The green light will come on at 1 minute, the amber at 1.5, and the red light at 2 minutes. Yeah. That if you can watch Fatima and John's screen, that would help you with your timing as well. And of course, you don't know the topic and you don't know who you are until you are picked at the last minute. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Okay, thank you, Lee, Table Topics Master. And we've got, so this evening, we've got the General Evaluator, so Samesh Kumar. Brief description, please, Samesh, what your job is today.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, John. My role would involve in evaluating how the meeting went from the beginning to the end, evaluating how the roles were done, and also evaluating the evaluator. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Samesh. As I said, the third part is when Samesh takes over and then gives all the reports from the grammarian, the art counter, the evaluations, everything like that, which is the third part of our meeting. So we've got a grammarian or language evaluator, and it's Ruben from Australia. Ruben, can you give me the word of the day and what you'll be looking out for today?
Yes, man. Today it's a great day because I'm going to be taking notes of great expressions, good use of words, as well as the word of the day, empathetic. So be conscious about using the words of the day during the table topics and the speeches. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ruben. Thank you. And of course, we got the one that everybody loves today, the R counter. And that is Marie. Marie, can you give a brief description of what you're going to do today or tonight?
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. So fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, my role as an R counter is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words used when you're speaking. For example, like you know, I mean. So all these will be counted. These are called as pillars that would affect your effectiveness in delivering your speech. So at the end of the meeting, when the general evaluator calls me, I'll be with my report. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Marie. Okay, so we would have had Bridget for the timer, but of course, Fatima sitting beside me is the timer, and she'll be given the timing report at the end. Okay, timer. So I'm empathic to all your knees that you want to get on. Okay, so I'm going to introduce our first one speaker, and the speaker is Rosani. I hope I've said that proper, Rosani. Or can I? Okay, lovely, thank you. And this is taken from Presentation Mastery. It's level 5. Is it elective 2? Prepared to speak professionally at 18 to 22 minutes. So the 18 minutes, it's going to be the green. Yeah. And then you've got 20 minutes. It's going to be the red, the yellow, and then 22 minutes at the red. Okay. And the evaluator is Hemashri that will be evaluating you today. So I don't think there's any problems. We can now start. The speech title is Problems, No Problems. So it's Rosanna, Problems, No Problems, Problems, No Problems. Rosanna, the floor is yours.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Toastmasters, John, thank you. All right, I'm going to be speaking today is about problems, no problem. All right, I just want to ask you, by the end of this this speech, to show you how to eliminate your problem fast, and then how you can live without any problems by these 3 simple steps, which is think, expand, and solve it. All right? Okay, so how are we going to live without problems? All right, first thing, I want you to take out a piece of paper. You can have a piece of paper and write down what is one problem, whether it's a long time problem or problem you're facing today or now. Maybe you can just write down what is your biggest problem that you want to solve? What has been bothering you? What if I told you that we can have a problem-free life? And I will teach you today how to do it. But before that, we have to know the facts about human, because we are all human. And the facts about human is that we are by default negative in a sense, because I'm going to prove it to you. You see, let's say that today, all right, today you want to face the day and you are very motivated and you want to nail it today and you are really positive. You say, oh, today I'm going to conquer the day. So you and your wife probably are sitting in a porch with the cats, the dogs, and having your breakfast and read a newspaper, right? So you have a newspaper, and today is a great morning, sun is shining, you're in a good mood, you want to nail it today. And then you read a newspaper and you try and find and flip and flip and flip and try to find where is the positive thinking here in the newspaper. You flip and you flip. And then as human, you find it's one really good negative. And then you start talking with your wife and say, I don't know what is happening in the world today. There's a teenager committed suicide over there, and then there's a divorce coming in, and then more negative. You got more negative coming in, and more negative. And by the time you finish your breakfast, you just kick on your dog or your cat, whatever, because you see, we let outside forces without we noticing it, like coming to in our life. From the morning, you're really like wanting to conquer the day, and suddenly, you get more negative and more negative and more negative coming in. You know, why is this happening? And today, you see, we have all these social medias. For example, yesterday, I posted in my Facebook about our meeting today. And this morning, when I woke up and I see there's some notification, of course, I will want to go and find out and then to reply, whatever. And then when I checked out on that post, I would tend to look into other posts as well. So we are easily distracted, what we call in this world that we are easily distracted, this what disrupt economy, right? So how? then how are we going to solve these problems? So we are, without noticing it, let outside forces from the morning that we are so positive, and then suddenly, without noticing it, outside forces come and let our lead us astray somewhere else. So every day, there's a lot of habits that will drain our energy out. For example, taking things personally, holding on to the past, always checking on Facebook, like I said just now, overstressing, sleeping in late, fueling drama and all, having poor diet, complaining all the time, overthinking, overthinking of something which is not relevant, right? And then gossiping or not living in a moment or trying to please others. So all those are the things that would, apart from reading the newspaper, could actually astray us from us becoming automatically negative from the morning that we try to conquer the world. So how are we going to solve this? So this is why I come up with these 3 simple solutions. So every day you get up, think of what has been bothering us, for example. So don't avoid, all right? Don't avoid, because when you avoid, the things keep coming and every day you keep on thinking about the same problem. So right now, avoiding will not solve it. And I also prove you this. Avoid will make it worse and worse. So the first step is think, all right? T, all right? Just now, TES, thinking. It's simple. Think about the problem, all right? Not thinking about the problem, but thinking about solving the problem. This is not the same thing. Thinking about the problem and thinking about solving the problem is two separate things. It's about north and south, right? So right now, the first step is thinking about solving the problem, not thinking about the problem. Thinking about solving it. But just now I talk about the negative. People are normally by default the negative because of they let outside forces influence them. Okay, us, me especially. So now the first step is think about solving the problem. But then there's another habit of human, that is we don't like to think, and I can prove you this. I can prove this because this one, Henry Ford said, okay, human by default, we don't like to think, but to keep thinking is actually king. And today, I would like to suggest that all of us try to make decision to think about solving the problem. Decide today to think. And Henry Ford said, thinking is the hardest work there is. Okay, can you see that? There is probably the reason why so few people engage in it. Why is that? Because why don't we like to think? You see, Henry Ford had only 3 months of schooling, and yet at that point of time, people come and complaining that the horsepower is not fast enough. And then he's got his thinking and he said, yeah, then we need to do something. And then he invented this automobile. And look what happened. This PhD master's engineer come and work under him. And he had 3 months of schooling. See, because he think that he wanted to solve the problems of the people, that is, they want to have a faster than all those horses, all those carriages. So he's going to invent this car, and this is what we have today, our car that we are driving today, because of his thinking. And he proved that people don't like to think. So today, the first step, try to think about solving the problem, not thinking about the problem, but thinking about solving the problem. All right, because there's a quote, you will say that whether you think you can or you think you cannot, either way you are right. So we must have this thinking that we can solve it, and then the thing will come to us. Because what you seek is actually seeking you. Something that you seek, you are seeking to solve the problem, then the thing will come and help you solve it. And I'm going to show you how you're going to do it. So whether you want money, a house, car, freedom, or happiness, it doesn't matter. Maybe in terms of tangible goods that you want, probably there will have to be a long-term planning there. But like freedom or happiness is a choice. You know, like what Somesh shared in his last speech, is that happiness is a choice. So for example, we have here these two inmates, right? This is two inmates, they are going to be hanged tomorrow. So they're gonna die tomorrow. Both of them, they know that they're gonna die tomorrow by hang. So today, they're gonna enjoy the meal. They're gonna be served with the meal of their life. This is the meal that they've been waiting for. Delicious meal, the meal that they really long for. And both is going to enjoy this meal. This is the favorite meal, the most favorite meal of their life. And then, so this one inmate say, tomorrow I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna enjoy the meal. I don't want to eat. You can have it. And the other inmate said, well, tomorrow we're gonna die. And this is my favorite. I've been longing for this food. And he enjoyed until the last bite of it. And he really enjoyed it. So it's just a choice. So both of them, they know they're gonna die. So you can either enjoy or not enjoy. Same with us, all right? So that is, and then, okay, that is the first step, all right? The first step is think about solving the problem, not thinking about not thinking about the problem, but thinking of solving the problem. Now, step two. Step two is okay, the first step is thinking about, step two is expand your the problem. For example, now you're already thinking about solving the problem. At this stage, you must expand it, because you see where your attention goes, your energy flows. So you can think about it like you can do 5 whys or cost benefit analysis, whatever tools that you have. You can do your creative thinking, and you can, if you do not know, you can read the books about how to solve your problem. You go and search, you watch YouTube or you Google, and you find the solution to your problems. And then here, maybe you go and have a cold shower, go out in the woods, go jogging or cycling, whatever, play tennis, anything that you like to do. Just maybe you can get the idea there, because now you want to expand it. Like myself, I'm teaching business model canvas here. Also, these are the tools, you see, like design thinking is also part of tools that you can use to solve the problem. Whatever tools that you have, you can use here to expand your problem in helping you solving the problems. All right. So what you think will expand. So not thinking, it will not expand and it won't solve your problem. So second stage, you find a tool, you go and read, you search, you research, you find a way to solve the problem. Okay. Now you're already thinking about solving the problem, and then you have expanded with all the technique, whatever that you know, that you learn about. There's a lot of techniques out there. You can even ask the question of 5 why, and also the technique of asking questions. That will also help. All right, now we go on to step 3. Step 3 will be TES. Just now is T, thinking about solving the problem. Then you expand it. Now is S, which is solve your problem. All right. So how are you going to solve the problem? Okay, you have, now you're thinking about, you have thought about it, you have expanded, now you solve it. And you will get help from people. For example, we human, we are not like other animals in the world. We have subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind can also help us. Some people say that, okay, before they go to bed, then they ask the subconscious mind to help them thinking about solving the problem. And you can also read some of the books. Maybe you can have like 6th sense. If some of you have read some of the books, that you can actually have this 6th sense by doing something, so that you can get help. And you can also get help from other people. For example, myself do not know how to do marketing. I can get help from people who can do marketing. And then if you search, you will get it. What they say, if you seek, you will find it. If you ask, you get it. If you knock, the door will open. upon you or something like that. And you can also, whatever religion you are, you can pray and you can get it, you know, from whatever prayer that you do, whatever religion you are. So sometimes if you already think about solving it and expand it, the things will come, right? Like I said, whatever you seek is also seeking you. Okay, so what problem do you have today? And you want to solve today? And you already think about it? We check here, right? Okay, so what problem do you want to solve today and have a problem-free life? So today, you wake up in the morning, you solve one problem. And tomorrow, you wake up, you solve another one of your problem. And the next day, you solve another problem. And as time goes by, you become expert of solving your problems because you already think about it, you expand it, and you search, you research, you use all the technique. If you do not know the technique, you go and find the technique. And if you still can't solve it, you take cold shower. You know, like my mentor, Anthony Robbins, he liked to take cold shower. He even bought this, what do you call it? This capsule where he soaked himself in a very cold temperature so that all the cell will be very strong and become energetic and things like that. So you will find it because you will solve the problem because you are seeking it. And tomorrow, so as time goes by, you'll be having less problem and lesser problem. And this is the time when you become like Henry Ford, try to solve other people's problem. This is the nature of the world. This is the nature of the law of the universe, they call it. When you solve a lot of people's problem, you get more rewarded. You get more reward for yourself as well. All right. So the more people are so you will have more problem you solve for other people, the more you will get. So that is the law of the universe. All right. Okay. So as a conclusion, so we have the 3 simple steps to solve the problem. So today you write down your problem, you define it, and then second, you expand it. If you do not know how to solve it, you find, because the energy will flow through and your attention goes. So, and then the third stage is that TESS is you solve it. When you're thinking, you're expanding, and you have expanded it, the thing will come to you. And you can get help from people, from subconscious mind. You can go for a walk, you can go wherever it is, it will come because you already think about it, you expand it. And as soon as you solve one problem, you go to another, and in the end, you become expert at solving problem. And in the end, you will have problem-free life. How wonderful is that? So problems actually shouldn't be no more problem for you, no problem. So problems, no problems, and more problems you solve for other people, you will get more reward for yourself, be it monetary or satisfaction, fulfillment. All right, that's all for today. I hope you get something valuable from me today. Back to you, John. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rosanna. A very thought-provoking speech there of how to solve your problems. I'll have to put that into and start working on that in future to solve my problems. Timer, could I have the timing, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. The speaker spoke for 18 minutes and 35 seconds. Back to you.
That was well within the time limit. I'm now going to hand over to our table topics mistress, and that is, where are we? Lee. All right, Lee. Over to you for the table topics this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, John. I was going to say, I empathize with Fatima and how she had to zoom in or zoom out or move in and move out, but it was very nice. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is the exciting part where you get to practice your impromptu speaking skills. As I mentioned earlier, you won't know what the topic is until the last second when you're called. According to Rosie in her speech, happiness is a choice. Tonight, I'm going to give you a choice. I will have two scenarios. Would you rather option A or option B? Simple, right? But I do empathize with you, though. Sometimes it's hard to make a choice. Are we ready? Madam Timer, the timing again, green light on 1 minute, amber on 1.5, and red light is on 2 minutes. Thank you, Madam Timer and Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
I can't get it because of my
Do we have any victims? Oh, sorry. Do we have any speakers or volunteers tonight? Remember, if you don't volunteer, you'll be voluntold. I see The Rock. Are you ready, The Rock?
Sure, go ahead.
Would you rather have an iPhone or a Samsung? Would you rather have an iPhone or a Samsung? Please welcome The Rock.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I think for me, I would rather have the iPhone. The reason for that is that's what I've pretty much always had is the iPhone with the Android base. Therefore, I know quite a bit about that particular phone. I think because of the comfort level that I think it's probably one of the better phones that you can get. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that phone, a lot of apps that you can get on there. I think the apps work relatively well with that particular phone. I can use it to join the Zoom meetings. It does really good reception. Verizon has a really good base for it here. That's what I've always been with as well as with Verizon. Therefore, I think the Android-based iPhone with Verizon is probably my best choice. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, The Rock. You're now my best friend as you chose the iPhone. Thank you for demonstrating to our guests as well how Table Topics is done. Next question.
Sure, no problem.
Would you rather have 100,000 in the bank or the holiday of a lifetime? Would you rather have 100,000 in the bank or the holiday of a lifetime? Anvita.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Money is not the end. It is just a means to the end. I do not want $100,000. I just need a vacation of a lifetime. I still haven't thought about where I want to go, but it is vacation for me always. Because for me, peace of mind is more important than money. When I was in school, I had a lot of free time. I used to come back to home at 6 o'clock and then go to play. I just used to while away. That time I used to wonder, I wish I had pocket money so that I can go to watch my favorite actor in a famous movie. And then college started. This time I had little time, but again I had no money. Sometimes I used to borrow money from parents and go to movies. But that time I used to wonder, I just wish that I start working so that I get more money and go somewhere. I just wanted more money. And then I started working around 2 years back after graduating. Now I had money, but no time at all. And then the lockdown started. Since 8 months, we have lockdown. There is money, there is time, but what I cannot do is go on a vacation. I am seriously missing it. The last vacation I went was in the month of January. I still remember the seashores, the beautiful waves. I was standing on the sand and watching the sunset. Can $100 of money give you that pleasure? In fact, it just gives you tension because you have to work so hard for it. So Toastmasters, let us chase our passion, our dream. Let us chase peace and not money. Over to the TTM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anvita, for sharing with us that I do agree with you. Money is not everything. Next time you travel, you have a caddy here who will gladly carry your bags with you. All I need is just a ticket around the world with you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anvita. Next, you have a choice. Would you rather exercise or be a couch potato? Would you rather exercise or be a couch potato? Nora.
Good morning, good evening, everybody, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you for this great table topics. I may have to steal it for my other club. I actually am by nature a couch potato. I love watching the show The Walking Dead. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that, but it's about zombies. And I used to think about what would I do in a post-apocalyptic world, and then I realized I'm kind of lazy. And I really like sitting on my couch watching TV. So it would be a horrible existence for me because running from zombies would be terrible. Having said that, I actually do exercise quite a bit because I am by nature a couch potato. And so I walk almost 3.5 miles every day. So that when I do my couch potato time, which is in the evening, I don't feel quite so guilty about it. Because if all I ever did was sit on my couch, I'd be thinking about how I need to be walking. So it helps me enjoy my couch time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nora. I do agree with you. Once you've exercised, you don't feel so guilty being a couch potato in front of the TV. Right? Thank you, Toastmaster Nora. Next, would you rather be your own boss or work for someone else? Would you rather be your own boss or work for someone else? Toastmaster Craig.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters. Would I rather be my own boss or be the employee? I would have to say I have to be definitely empathetic to that. I kind of teeter on that. I would actually love to be creative and start my own business and be my own boss. But other times I like going in and actually being told what I should do or what I'm doing wrong and give evaluations. But all in all, I'd have to be empathetic and say that I would definitely want to be my own boss in these days and times that we're going through. Staying home a lot. We've come up with a lot of creative ideas for different types of companies that we could probably start up, or different ideas that we have come up that we could get out into the world to help us be more productive. And also, being my own boss, I could definitely give different shots or ideas to people on what they should actually do in their job. As we say in Toastmasters, and we have a pathway for that, I believe my leadership style would be a democratic style, because I would have to look at both sides, being that boss and giving out or delegating the work to different people. I would, of course, also have to be very empathetic to the people and not just be a dictator leadership style, like pointing the finger at them. I would have to be empathetic to what it is that they're doing and how that they do their work. And maybe it may take them a little longer to learn what they're doing in their work. So I also have to be, again, empathetic to that. But all in all, and in summary, I believe the best style or what I would want to do at this point would be my own boss, and definitely culminate and bring a group of people together that I can definitely work with, and of course, be their wonderful boss. Thank you very much, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Craig. I empathize with you in terms of the decisions you have to make, whether you work with someone else or be your own boss. I'm also trying to catch up with you with the word of the day. Next topic is, would you rather drive or take the public transport? Would you rather drive or take the public transport? We have a guest, Madhu. Are you a Toastmaster, Madhu? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So
Good
please
evening, all
welcome.
Toastmasters. Good evening, good morning, all the Toastmasters, and thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving such a nice topic. I would prefer driving rather than the public choice, because most of the times we cannot wait for our public transportations, the buses. It is already fixed timing. So if you want to reach our destination on time, it is better to drive on our own. And the it is transportation is depend on the time, place, season, all those things. So the public, the other government is not structured in that way. The Take the examples of the office timings. It will be maybe afternoon till night of we need to work, and if you want to come back, then it is better having our own vehicle, so we can reach home very safely. And when it takes public transportation, so there are exceptions, like we cannot use all the times, or rarely we will use it, and we need to spend a lot of time, a lot of money for that expenses. The same expense, if we spend on our own, we can reach our destination. Thank you all. For to TTM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu. I empathize with everyone, well, people who have to travel. I used to travel 2 hours each way to work. It used to take me 4 hours to work. Now it takes me 2 minutes each way, 2 minutes to the kitchen and 2 minutes back to my desk. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for participating in Table Topics today. Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, do we have any more time for another question, or this is it?
No, I think that's about it at the moment. Okay.
Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
I'll call for the timers report, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. I will give you a report of the speakers for the table topics. Rocky has spoke for 1 minute and 17 seconds. Anvita, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Nora, she spoke for 1 minute. Craig, 2 minutes. And Madhu, 1 minute and 35 seconds. Thank you. Back to you.
Well done, everybody. I would now like to call for the third section of tonight, our general evaluator, to invite all the reports. Over to you, Samesh, general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster John. We'll start with the speech evaluation of Rosiana's speech. Invite Hemashri to please give the evaluation. Thank you very much, Hemashri.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, Rosiana, congratulations for presenting a great, lively speech. First of all, I would like to say that one of the good points of your speech is that your title, Problems, No Problems, it is very attention-grabbing. Secondly, the good point in your speech is that you started with clearly stating the purpose of your speech, which is how to eliminate your problems faster. Thirdly, I like that you gave a very action-based instruction where you asked the audience to write down the problems that they personally have. So it helps me as a audience member to know what to expect from your speech, as well as it keeps me engaged. Number 3, I love that when you were transitioning, you use the statement, thinking about the problem is different than thinking about solving the problem. Number 4, what I liked about your speech is that you were very good with being very energetic, even though it's an online presentation. I could feel your energy as you were constantly moving, but still in a good way. You had a lot of hand gestures and eye contact. Now, allow me to suggest some improvements that you could apply in your future speeches. What I think would have been very effective when you were presenting your speech is if you had injected more emotion into your speech. By that, I mean when you were presenting, you had included some personal stories that were very brief. What could have made that even better is how did you feel at that moment? I remember this 2 particular times where you had shared your personal experience, and that was when you mentioned that you were scrolling through Facebook and that was something negative. But then I also wanted to know, by negative, what did you mean by that? What did you feel? Did you feel angry? Did you feel sad? And when you felt that way, what changed in your day? Was it a one after another thing? For example, I could have said, if it was me, I would say, also I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this accident. It made me feel so bad that the rest of the day I felt very heavy. Like I wouldn't even spill my coffee, but on that day I did. And then I was late to my meeting. And then I was just one after another, everything went wrong. Just to make it a point that it was a negative day for you, and I would like to know how was it negative. Another instant where you shared your personal experience is you said that you like to teach the subject that you teach. You really enjoy teaching it, and that gives you positive vibes. And I could see that you liked doing it, and it made you feel good. And you encouraged people to do the things that they love doing. At the same time, what I think would have been very helpful is, so what if I do what I like doing? How would I feel? So I want to know, how did you feel? Did you feel happy? Did you feel excited? How were you behaving when you were happy? How were you communicating with people better when you were happy? That would have helped me to be even more convinced that, oh, I should be doing things that would make me happy. I would want to listen to what you have to say, if that makes sense. All in all, I think you did wonderful. I would actually love to hear you speaking again. Please invite me if you do. And I hope that my advices or suggestions would be helpful to you. Thank you. Back to you. All right.
Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank you very much, Ms. How much was the timer?
The evaluator, she spoke for 4 minutes exactly on the spot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. It's just, I think we just need to be aware of that, because if it was a contest, the maximum would be 3.5 minutes. So it's good. I think it's a preparation for everything that we do later. So that's great. Thank you very much. Now, the next, I would like to invite, and you are quite empathetic as well, which is really great. I think we need to be empathetic in terms of our evaluations to all the speakers. I would like to invite our grammarian of the day, Ruben, to please give his report. Thank you very much, Ruben.
Good job for the ones who used the word empathetic today and could attach the word to their mini speeches and to the main speech. Something that I got as a word, it is not a new word, it's a funny word, which is gossiping. Gossiping. Rosiana brought that word in her speech, Gossiping is a very funny word. That is something that we shouldn't do, right? And Rosiana gave us some phrases that I would like to highlight. For example, she says, where your attention goes, your energy flows. That is true. And something else that she showed us was there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. We are at Toastmasters, and we could say happiness is pathways, and pathways is happiness. Now, listen, when we have international Toastmasters as we are, and we have different accents from different people, myself, we have an accent, and we do not consider accents as mistakes or errors. We do not have that. What we might consider something, a failure is the intonation probably while speaking, but not to confuse some sounds that are proper from their own mother tongue and they are difficult to change to the real sound in English. So that is not considered a mistake because the purpose is to understand and to make yourself understood. As far as you get it, there is not a mistake. It's good communication. Communication flows. And where your attention goes, your energy flows. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Grammarian Ruben, for a nice report and your sharing your wisdom with us. Now I hand over to Maria, who's doing the R counter role today, to give her report. Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I have listened empathetically and prepared this report. So the MC has used 4 hours, 1 arm, and speaker 1, 8 hours, 2 arms, and 3, so 5 long. Actually, I have to say that inappropriate pauses that happened during the transition, and 1 repeated word is all right. And the evaluator 1 used 3 hours and 2 inappropriate pause. And table topic master used 3 hours and 2 arms. And the speaker 1, that is the table topic speaker 1, used 2 hours, speaker 3, 2 hours, and speaker 5, 3 hours, 2 arms, and 3 hands. So this is my report.
Thank you very much. This is a very difficult role to do, to keep listening to how people are speaking. So thank you very much, Maria, for giving an elaborate report on how we performed. And I had mentioned this before as well in our meetings, that in clubs in Ireland, they are not giving individual reports. They are just giving a general kind of figure. I can understand that, and I can understand this one as well, because in this one, if people take it positively, then immediately you can start on the improvement journey. So that's very good. Finally, I would like to give my own kind of general evaluation. We started 5 minutes past, and now it's 5 to the hour, and fantastic timing. Congratulations, Toastmaster John, for running the meeting exactly on time. You are very professional and everything was done very professionally. Thank you very much. Topics Master Lee, excellent topics. This either or is always interesting to choose, and everyone who answered the topics did excellent. I think the answers were excellent. So the topics as well as the people who answered to the topics, they both were to the perfection, I think, to the T. So we are doing very well as an advanced club. I think the quality is very high. So congratulations, Toastmaster, and all the people who answered, all the members. In terms of the speech evaluation, it was a good evaluation. As I mentioned, it's commend, recommend, commend. That's how always the evaluation should be. We start by positives. In between, we give what needs to be improved. And in the end, we end in a very positive note. So that it's like a sugar-coated pill that we are giving. And the sugar-coated pill is for improvement again, in terms of making whatever we do a little bit better the next time. We cannot work on everything at once. We take one point and work on that. And in the next speech, we take another point and work on that. So this is, and the speech evaluation was very good. Thank you very much, Hemashri, for that. And excellent roles by grammarian and our counter as well, to the T. So overall, it's a great meeting. And I don't know what suggestion, except probably we can keep our cameras on as much as possible. I guess it's good to see people as well as listening to them. And so thank you all very much. And over to you, back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, John.
Thank you very much, our general evaluator. And I second everything you've said. We've had a very good table topic session. Lee, I enjoyed that immensely. And as Nora said, we may take some for our own clubs in the future, either or either or, if you want to go language-wise. I'm sure the grammarian is looking at either or either. So that's very good evaluation. A 20-minute speech, you always give a little, you can give a little bit of leeway to the evaluator because it is a 20-minute speech to actually evaluate. So I think she did pretty well. She did pretty well in that evaluation. And a very good speech from Zuzana, which I enjoyed immensely. And as the same as everybody else, I'm looking forward to your next speech and speeches. Thank you very much for the guests, Craig and Madhu, for joining us. We're here every Saturday, Saturday night, 9 o'clock our time. I think different times all across the world. But we can, if you let us know what your time zone is, we can send you a link so that you can actually get in quite easily. So with that, I'm going to call, because we only do an hour, a quick hour. So I'm going to call the meeting to an end, and that is the meeting finished. So if you want to chat, we can chat, but it's entirely up to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Maybe we can have some feedback from guest Greg and Madhu about the meeting tonight.
Good morning again, all the Toastmasters. Really, I enjoyed the meeting, even from the starting till the end. The starting time was on time, and it went from the speeches. By hearing that speech, we learned. It is not only hearing something because it is very valuable speech, because it is, if we adapt in our life, we can solve many problems. So thank you for the speakers and even the evaluators and the table topic master. They gave very nice topics for the speakers. Even they invited the guest to speak. They gave the opportunity. Thank you for that. Overall, I enjoyed the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madhu. Craig, any feedback?
Yeah.